It looks like Diddy is spending his first week in jail, you know. It's officially his first week, you know what I'm saying? Officially. We're gonna start off with my girl Lisa. My girl Lisa.
Well, it's been 1 week since the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs on federal charges, and living behind bars is the exact opposite of what he has been used to. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is a place that's been described as hell on earth.
Yo, whatever happened to that new news anchor that was up there that was kind of competing with her? Hey, what happened to her? They got rid of her. She bullied her out the office space, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Competition. She was looking like competition, man.
Fox 5's Lisa Evers is at MDC right now with more on this. Lisa, what's the update?
Well, Bianca, we're here at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the MDC.
Lisa.
It's a federal jail that houses criminal kingpins and killers who are awaiting the resolution of their cases. Now, for the first time in his life, accused sex trafficker Sean Diddy Combs spent the weekend here behind bars in solitary confinement and on suicide watch. MDC is a tough place, so rough you can hear detainees shouting even on the streets. There are constant lockdowns due to violent outbreaks, but former detainees I spoke with tell me that the experience here for Diddy will be different. Like other first-time celebrity defendants, he's reportedly under suicide watch, basically naked except for hospital paper, throwaway clothing, and rubber shower shoes. He's under 24 hours.
Oh, nah, y'all heard that, B. Nah, y'all heard that, B. You say he's in there basically naked. Basically naked, other than, you know what I'm saying, some little very thin veil cloth over him. Nah.
First-time celebrity defendants, he's reportedly under suicide watch, basically naked except for hospital paper, throwaway clothing, and rubber shower shoes. He's under 24-hour watch and kept separate from all other inmates. He has a bed with a blanket and no pillow. There are no electronic devices, but if he's lucky, he'll have the use of a radio for a short time. After being denied bail twice by 2 federal judges, he's expected to stay here until his trial, and this could limit his ability to prepare his defense. Many
Nah, B, hold on. Did they say that he could possibly get some radio play every now and then, you know, if he gets lucky type shit?
He's under 24-hour watch and kept separate from all other inmates. He has a bed with a blanket and no pillow.
Damn, bro. The bed with no blanket. I mean, yeah, with the blanket with no pillow, B. So nigga gonna have to use the blanket, you know what I'm saying? Puff it up, act like it's a pillow.
There are no electronic devices, but if he's lucky, he'll have the use of a radio for a short time.
How short of a time though? Like how long can he listen to the radio real quick? And bro, who listens to the radio? Niggas in jail, dude.
After being denied bail twice by 2 federal judges, he's expected to stay here until his trial, and this could limit his ability to prepare his defense. Many criminal defense attorneys say he's fighting a mountain of evidence and tough prosecution from the government's all-female team.
Wait, did they just say the all-female team? Oh man, this nigga Diddy cooked. It's over. It's over. All of them. All them females saw that Cassie tape, bro. It's over. It's over for Diddy.
I spoke with federal trial attorney Philip Hamilton, and he tells me when a defendant is behind bars at MDC, it's much more difficult to work on their defense, no matter who they are. There is no private VIP area for lawyer consults. Here's what Hamilton told me.
Even in terms of just being able to converse with his lawyer, he's going to be doing it down in the regular waiting room with everyone else. You know, I can tell you from my experience there were times when I would go to interview clients, let's say during the course.
Yo, that is a white couch, bro. I would not be able to get away with that, my nigga. Not at all.
Of R. Kelly's trial, I would see him right there speaking with his lawyers, just the same as everyone else was down there speaking with their lawyers and visiting with their family members. There's no special wing.
Now, other defense attorneys tell me that with this particular jail, there are other issues as well that present difficulties to putting together an effective defense, namely the lack of reliable Wi-Fi or high-speed Wi-Fi. And in a case like Diddy's, which prosecutors say has hundreds of terabytes of data involved in the evidence, that could present a real problem. Now, he can continue to appeal the no bail decision, but that may take too long. We'll have much more for you on this on the Fox 5 News at 5. Live from MDC, I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5.
Yo, B. How hard they fall. Pause. But isn't that crazy? Like literally one second ago, bro. This was Diddy 1 second ago, bro. Like literally 1 second ago, bro. Look. 1 second ago, my nigga. This was Diddy. Literally 1 second ago, bro. Outside, B.
Yo, what? What the fuck? Yo, we on Lennox? How? Yo, this is Diddy on Lennox. Yo, Diddy's on Lennox? Yeah.
Yo, that was Diddy 1 second ago, B. 1 second ago. Now look at him. This shit crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. This shit crazy. Hold on, what they saying about this right here.
Known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy Founder's defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once house other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But
You think, yo, that nigga Diddy like, yo, he in there like, yo, that nigga, yo, and you know they got him on backspace delete your file watch, right? Can't say the word. They probably gonna say the word. I'll let them say it. Like I can't, you know what I'm saying? But YouTube, let anybody do anything. But I say the shit. Niggas got a problem with it. But backspace delete watch. That's what they say he's on. So I think that he's on like 23 hours, 24-hour watch. No funny.
But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier. MDC Brooklyn, which houses about 1,200 detainees with conditions reportedly so terrible some judges have refused to send people there, is mainly used for post-arrest detention for people awaiting trial in federal courts in Manhattan or Brooklyn. According to the Associated Press, detainees have complained about rampant violence, severe staffing shortages, and widespread drug and contraband smuggling, some of which is even facilitated by employees. This past June, a detainee was stabbed to death at the jail. In July, another inmate died after he was hurt in a brawl, and at least 4 people have died by suicide in the last 3 years. Diddy's attorney argued in legal paperwork MDC Brooklyn is not fit for pretrial detention, citing detainee deaths and other concerns. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, asked the judge for Diddy to be moved to a New Jersey jail, but the judge says it's up to the Bureau of Prisons to decide. And while Diddy is being housed in a special housing unit, also known as the SHU, officials say he's not receiving any special treatment, but are closely monitoring him as he's been placed on procedural suicide watch in case the disgraced producer attempts to harm himself. But his attorney says his client is not at all suicidal, saying the mogul is strong, healthy, confident, and focused on his defense. Prior to his arrest, Diddy was known for his businesses, and I'm sure some of our viewers watching this are business owners or maybe even interested in starting their own business.
Well,
That's why I take a quick...
Wait, how you gonna sit there? Yo, how's she gonna sit there? Yo, bro, how's she gonna sit there and throw an ad in the middle of this Diddy party? That's crazy, but I ain't gonna hold you.
he will have a miserable experience. When he can call home, when he can visit, the living conditions, exercising maybe an hour a day, showering a few hours a week, if he fixates on that, it is going to be miserable. And every day will feel like a year. On the other hand, if he can learn from those who have come before him and master the experience, my business partner served 26 consecutive years for a nonviolent crime, including 8 years in the penitentiary. He never complained. He focused on his family, trying to prove worthy of the love and support of his family. If he can do that, the experience, it won't be easy. I'm not insane. It will be more bearable. The choice is up to him.
And as far as we know right now, he has been kept in solitary confinement, or the SHU right now, and he's been on suicide watch. How different is that experience from being in the general population?
It's much harder. If you like to be around people, you like communication, if you're an extrovert, and then suddenly you were isolated 23 hours a day on total lockdown, I'm not spinning that it's difficult. It will test the strongest mind. But he has to understand others have gone through it and emerged successfully. What he and his lawyers have to understand is they have like a messaging problem. They continue to say things that do not get them closer to what they want, which is bond. It's led to indictments. And if he can begin to introspect and kind of reverse engineer some of his choices and recognize it is my decisions alone that have led me here. And if I can communicate differently moving forward, maybe the ultimate sentence, even if convicted, could be better. Perhaps could lead to bond eventually, but it can be very difficult in segregation. And his lawyers have to stop blaming and excusing and talking about how difficult the experience is, because here's what a judge is going to say. If you were so concerned about what these filthy living conditions would be like in a detention center, if you were so concerned about your safety, you wouldn't have obstructed justice. You would not have, according to the government, created victims over a sustained period of time. Until he changes his message, more problems are going to follow.
And Diddy allegedly has been accused of using different drugs in the past. Even prosecutors have said on the night he was arrested that there was allegedly pink cocaine in his hotel room. Do you think that there's any chance he could be going through withdrawals during his adjustment behind bars right now?
There's no question. People who know they're going to prison who have been on medications, either illegal or illegal, it would be wise to understand the Bureau of Prisons might not prescribe you what you like. And if you're taking illegal drugs, unless you're engaging in the prison hustle, you're not going to get it. It would be easier to get the drugs and engage in the prison hustle in general population, but not when you're on lockdown for 23 hours a day. So certainly it is a brutal adjustment if you are on no drugs, but certainly if you are withdrawing, isolated 23 hours a day without getting things that you can get the snap of a finger, it makes the decision or the process that much harder, which is
Yeah, yo, that nigga, he coming down off the 2C mad hard right now. I ain't gonna hold you, pause on it mad hard. But like, that withdrawal about to be dumb girthy, I ain't gonna hold you.
Is why I can assure you, based on what happened with Epstein, the high profile nature of the failures of this prison in the past, including some judges not even sending prisoners there because they were so concerned about their safety, you can expect staff is watching him, not 22, 23, 24 hours a day. They do not want more problems.
And this is a man going from private chefs and food from across the world to a set menu, just like any other detainee or inmate. What can you tell us about the food and the commissary in a place like the Federal Detention Center in Brooklyn?
It's a difference. That much I can tell you. You're going to have a lot of starchy food, cereals. If you get any vegetables at all, they're old, so to speak. They are not fresh. Same fruits and vegetables, no good. A lot of processed food, some rice and beans and muffins and things that generally most people don't like to eat. It's not terribly healthy. And again, the government would say that is a consequence of this process. So certainly it is an adjustment. Most people will lose weight. And it's hard because he can't even really exercise in this environment. There's no outdoor. Like I've said before, it's not one of these camps where you can walk around a truck. Even in a high security penitentiary like Atlanta.
What you mean? You gonna have to, this nigga talking like, yo, you gonna have to get his burpees on.
There's going to be a track and outdoors. When you're in a detention center, locked down 23 hours a day, not eating healthy foods or getting your medications, it could test even the strongest person. And again, that's what I would say to him. Your family is watching. There are people, so many are critical of him, I understand, but there are also those that love and support him who are watching. So as crazy as it sounds to some, and I've been called crazy, it's an opportunity to demonstrate leadership, to express to his family, others have gone through misery and struggle. They have emerged strong, with dignity, with a plan. And as I said earlier, once he embraces a better message that it's not about him and how miserable his living situation is, but rather people he might have hurt, that's when he can get on the right side and get towards eventually getting out of there, and also a shorter sentence with better messaging.
And his lawyers did fight unsuccessfully this week to get him out on that bail package. Do you think in his mind, him being Diddy, that he really just didn't believe he would end up in jail where he has to remain now until trial?
There's no question. He presumed, because it would be very difficult for someone like to be a flight risk. Okay, so you figure, I'm selling the jet. Here are the keys to the jet. Here's the collateral to my $50 million mansion in Florida. I am flying to New York on my own accord. I will turn myself in. So you rationalize or convince yourself, I'm so high profile in public and I'm going there on my own, they're not going to take me in. But we know the government likes to make examples out of people, and the government's doing a good job here. They're focusing what too many people tend to forget about, the victims. So while it's difficult for Diddy, I know, to be confined in a cell for 23 hours a day, it might not be as hard as the victims they allege he created. Let's focus on them. Let's put them first. And if he can begin to do that, he's going to get more of what he wants, freedom and potentially bond. But certainly, if I were a betting person, I would have bet that he was going to walk out of there into his mansion on 24 hours a day lockdown, even with security guards outside the house. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think, like, you know what I'm saying. But then again, when you seen, like, you know, what happened to Cosby and shit like that, even though, like, you know, he was like drugging chicks, doing whatever he wanted while they was asleep and stuff like that. You know, way back in the days, way back in the days, like way back in the days. Back when I was in college, you know what I'm saying? He was doing all of that, and I didn't think they was gonna put him in jail, especially how old he was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, they gonna just sit there and, like, let him, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, stay home, old man, never leave your house again. You gotta stay home forever, you know what I'm saying? Die in there with your wife. That's what you gotta do. I didn't think they was gonna lock him up, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think they was gonna do that. I ain't gonna hold you.
But at least he's in the mansion.
And going from mega millions of dollars, huge mansions, private jet, to a jail cell that's reportedly plagued with issues at the detention center, which is not uncommon for a lot of jails and prisons across the United States. But do you believe that his life could be in danger if he's ever released into the general population?
I don't think, at least for quite some time, if convicted, that he'll be released to the general population. There are prisoners who like headlines, who loathe sex offenders, who might loathe him as a celebrity. The Bureau of Prisons cannot have any problems at this time. So if he's ever in general population, it will be quite some time. By then, we'll have forgotten about this case. As we love stardom, eventually we're going to forget about this case and move on to something else. It will be quite some time. And that's a consequence of his celebrity. Rather than being around people and communicating and being in that general population, he is totally isolated, which can really test his resolve. I have no doubt his family, his friends, those who love and support him, are worried about him, and I encourage him to respond as best as he properly can. But he has a difficult road ahead of him.
And someone who is worth hundreds of millions, even a reported $1 billion before, do you think it'll present any type of problem that he could end up getting any type of special treatment?
Certainly, there could be staff who...
Let me guess. Niggas gonna be on his dick and shit like that. That's what they trying to say. Staff and them's gonna be on his dick. Staff and them's gonna be on his dick and everything like that. Yo, y'all seen what Meek Mill said about this whole shit? Well, he ain't really say it about this whole thing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like tight. Nigga, Meek Mill's a funny guy. I'm not gonna front. He said, I want to hire an investigation team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill named to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is, I'm trying to read over the mic, my bad, y'all, who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy, something is not right. The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side. Somebody powering, I think empowering these bad campaigns. No, powering. Okay. These bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of who's powering and how exactly my name is connected to this. He's confused, y'all. He's confused about this whole situation.
Admire him. Sycophants who want to kiss up to him in predictable fashion because he's a celebrity. There will be some prisoners totally enamored by him. Some won't care. So you could expect at some point.
The nigga. Yeah. There's only one thing. This is the only thing right here that's doing it. Hold on. This is the only. This is it. Yeah. I'm telling you. This is it right here that's doing it. This is it. This is what's doing it, Meek. This is what got niggas on that bullshit, bro. Whoever did this. This is who you need to catch. I ain't gonna hold you, cause this was crazy. That's it. I can't even play no more. Nah, that's it. But that's who did it, Meek. I ain't gonna hold you. That's who did it, my G. That's who did it, my nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. Go hit that nigga up. See what's up with the whoever did that, cause once niggas was going crazy on Twitter with that, I said yeah, the nigga ain't gonna ever beat the allegations. It don't even matter if it's not true, if it's some fake AI shit or whatever you know whatever it is. Once I seen that going around and people were sharing it. And like seriously sharing it on some like, oh nah, yo, they got the secret audios from with Meek and that. Once I seen that going around, I said, yeah, it's over. It's over, my nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Once I seen that, I said, it's over, my nigga. It's over, B. These people are like, the lies so entertaining. Niggas are not gonna even give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't gonna even care if it's a lie or not, bro. They don't care about the truth, I'm telling you. Some Charlemagne shit.
You have posted some things over the weekend that are stunning. I'd like to start with your relative who did an internship for Diddy, because this story is pretty shocking.
This is the story that was hardest for me to tell, something that I actually didn't think about for years until.
Yo, you know who this is? This is Torre. He's the one that did the interview with R. Kelly. Yeah, y'all remember this shit? Nigga said, what is it? He said, what's a, Oh, yeah, right here. Look. Nigga, R. Kelly was a wild boy, man. I tell you, he was a wild boy. Look.
And I'm wondering about you. Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal, if that's what we're talking about, underage.
Some people think that you like underage girls. What do you say to them?
Well, those people that don't know Robert, they don't know me, you know, so I usually don't get into what people think about me, you know, because all my career, you know, even before the trial, people have had their opinions about Robert, you know, and that's probably because it has a lot to do with me. I kind of shy away from the crowd, you know, because I'm always in the studio, digging deep into the basement all the time of my house.
See? Yo, they give themselves away, digging deep into the basement of the house.
Creating music. So, you know, people, when they don't know you and they can't really touch you like they could someone else, they seem to form opinions or have thoughts about you that they like to, you know, think. So
some of the people who have worked with you have said that there's an issue here. Your former manager has said publicly that there's an issue of concern here. Your brother Kerry has said.
Yeah, like this nigga been an issue. What issue? What issue, Tori? What issue are you talking about?
There's an issue of concern here.
Issue of concern? What do you mean when you say issue of concern?
What do you mean issue of concern? Now this nigga singing in jail for other grown men and shit. He should have took heed to that warning right there from the interviewer, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, there's some issue of concern and shit. He said, what issue of concern?
They've said that they're concerned that you like underage girls.
Let me put it to you this way, man. You know, unfortunately, the people that don't work for me says that. The people that do work for me don't say that. And the people that don't work for me were fired. If you had someone work for you and they're mad because they're not working for you anymore, and they're used to getting a certain amount of money, or they're used to getting a certain amount of fame because they work for you because you're famous, and all of a sudden they mess you around and then you let them go. Anything that comes up about you, they're gonna run and say, yeah, you know, he did that to me. I knew this too.
Yeah. Nigga, it was a wild boy. But that's the person that's interviewing him right
Till
now.
recently, I knew Puff well enough to call him and say, hey, will you give an internship to a family member of mine who's, you know, a young person who's trying to come up, needs a little break. I knew him well enough to ask him that. We weren't friends, but I knew him to get him on the phone and say, hey, I need a little favor for the next generation.
Uh-oh.
And he was like, cool, you know, and about 3 months later.
That was the setup right there. That was the setup. You said, yo, I need a favor for the next generation. He said, see, if you would have been like, yo, I need a favor for me, you know what I'm saying? Or like, yo, the generation before us, he gonna be like, what? What are you doing? Wait, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? For the next, I send them through.
The whole.
You seen what we saw yesterday with the whole Usher and the Justin Bieber shit. Y'all seen that shit. He heard what, next generation? Say less.
Whole thing ended abruptly and unceremoniously after having been very exciting. And I was getting, you know, like happy reports about we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's fun, and we're getting somewhere, we're doing something. And apparently, you know, at some point, Puff said to my family member, you know, come home with me and spend the night with me, or this internship is over.
You see? Like that shit that we was watching, y'all. The nigga sat there, invited him to, you know what I'm saying, one of the parties. You feel me? What did he say to that nigga that he was about to fight when he was in the Joker shit that we was watching, y'all? Where he said, come with some new vibrators or something like that. Yo, he tried to invite this guy's cousin or something like that to one of those situations, and he said, you either do it or you out of here. Damn, that's crazy.
And, you know, I didn't even find out that part of it until years later. But you know, that told me right there, this is a person who will say anything, will do anything, wasn't even thinking about you're related to a person in media who could easily get on a platform and talk about this. Friends are telling me there's been about 15 years of hardcore drug abuse, you know, anything that he can get his hands on that are detaching him from who he really is. So when you think about why did you make such bad decisions to do these parties with so many people, to videotape them, to say no when Cassie says we can make this all.
Yo, can you imagine being that family member of this guy right here that sent you to Diddy? Like, I understand he's getting up here and he's like, yo, guys, can you believe it? I sent my family member over to Diddy and he tried to Diddy. He did what the diddler does. He tried to diddy my little kid. Family member, whatever have you. He tried to diddy. And it's like, see, Tori, you are like the countless of others that we was talking about last stream, bro. You are like the countless of others, bro. All the mothers, all them parents, the fathers told, all the parents, let's just say parents, that was giving their kids up willingly. Here, go to Puffy Flavor Camp for 48 hours, for 3 months. Here, you can have guardianship for the next 3 years. I know what he trying to do and I get it. You like, yo, I got a Diddy story. You know, TMZ, they like, all right, give us that Diddy story. But come on, my nigga, you just like them. Allegedly.
All go away for $30 million, which is not a lot to him. And he says, no. Well, that's because he's been dealing with drug addiction and his mind being clouded, and he's not in his right self.
And come on, bro, Toure, bro, he been doing this for a minute, my nigga. You know he know about them stories. There's been stories since I was a little nigga. There's been stories about Diddy. Even if we're gonna go like, all right, let's not even talk about the sexual deviant stories. Just stories of how just like people around them, bad business deals, this, that, and the third. Like, these been stories that been out since the goddamn 90s, my nigga. And you willingly gave that family member up to this person? And now it's like, oh, yo, let me tell you the story of how this... I'm sure his intentions were pure. Like, look, you could do something for my little one. But come on. If R. Kelly was out right now, bro, no funny. If R. Kelly was out right now, no funny shit, there will be parents handing their kids over to him. I'm telling you. Before he got locked up, he was doing shows. Yo, they was going crazy. I ain't gonna play that video. That shit probably too crazy. But yo, they was going crazy. All the aunties and shit in the crowd, my nigga. Before they really booked him. You know what I'm saying? Before he went on Gale and did that whole, like, you know, I don't know how to hog tie people. Hog tie. Like, before he did that, bro, he had like two chicks living with him. You know what I'm saying? Had himself a little harem. Of chicks, you get what I'm saying? Like, come on. Niggas would have still been like, no, my daughter could get an opportunity with R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? The next Aaliyah. My daughter could be the next Aaliyah. Like, come on, bro. You shit me?
He was extremely sharp, motivational, very strategic in the first couple decades when he was rising. The last 15 years has been a haze of drug abuse, and that's why he's making these horrendous decisions. And that is not to excuse him in any way for the things that he is alleged to have done or that he did, but a way of trying to understand, why would somebody make so many bad decisions? Well, he's been dealing with, and when I said, what is the drug of choice? The answer is whatever there is on the bleeding edge of, narcotics that can get you up high. So he's not even dealing with the normal stuff that we're dealing with. And I think that there's this desire in him to have everything be the most. He wanted to be superior to other people. He wanted to be, have better clothes, have more money, have more fame, and
man, that sound like every nigga. What you talking about? He wanted to have more and more and more. No, the guy he was a crazy guy, my nigga. That nigga was a crazy man. I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm just saying, my nigga. I'm just saying, Torre, I get it. You know what I'm saying? TMZ, like, oh yeah, remember that story that you said that one time about Diddy? Now everybody's story is like, you know, is a little more credible now that Diddy got locked up. You feel me? So niggas like, yo, come on, pull up. You feel me? We're gonna sit there. We're gonna do the whole story. Now that you say it, and you know, we got Diddy literally behind bars now. Whatever you say about this nigga, shit, we can run it. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it. Nah, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying any of that. But bruh, at that time that you sat there and tried to hook your friend up with a little internship, or I mean your family member up with an internship or whatever have you, Diddy's stories was already out, man. Diddy's stories was already out. I ain't gonna hold you. That's how I feel. Telling you, and I'm telling you with that R. Kelly shit, if niggas was, you know what I'm saying? If that nigga was still out, shit would have still been lit for R. Kelly right now. I'm not gonna hold you. What's her name, man? Not gonna fucking hold you, my nigga. Hold on, real quick. Let's check out that Young Dolph shooting, bro.